man, they give you a lot of money, please make more effort. That's not his fault, it's the fault of the script when he's dancing, because he doesn't move, he just Salman Khan should do more of an effort. I don't feel like watching it again. I like Tiger 1, it's a romantic movie. I like Tiger 2, it's a very good spy movie. I like War and I like Pathan, but this one is from the 3 agents. I prefer. Hi, it's me, Alisa from Germany, and today I will talk about Tiger 3. First, I will tell you something about the plot, and then about the positive and the negative sides, and then at the end I will tell you what I think about this movie. Okay, what's the plot of this movie? It's about the Pakistani villain called Atish Rahman, who is played by Imran Hashmi, and he's an ancient Pakistani agent. And now he has got several goals in his life. The first goal is to avenge his wife's death. The second goal is to force Zoya and Tiger to steal codes for the atomic bomb. The third goal is that he wants to kill the Pakistani prime minister. She is a woman, and a very nice woman, and she wants peace with India. And the villain doesn't want this. He thinks that this is not a good thing. And that's why he wants to kill this woman and establish a dictatorship. And the last goal is to annihilate India. So he wants a total destruction of India. Now, in order to achieve all his goals, he has to use Zoya and Tiger in order to steal the codes. And he kidnaps their son, poisons the son, and makes them do things that they would have never done if this villain hadn't kidnapped their son. Now they do this, and they do everything this villain wants, and later they try everything to prevent him from achieving his goals. That's the story of this movie. Okay, let's talk about the good sides. The good sides of the movie is, for example, Shah Rukh Khan's cameo. So Pathan comes to rescue Tiger in a very funny scene. And when Shah Rukh Khan entered the scene, everybody was very cheerful, and they were clapping, and they took their mobile phones, and it was a very, very good atmosphere. And I must admit that Shah Rukh Khan is very charismatic, and every time he enters the stage, it's something special. Perhaps in his normal life, he's a normal person, but on screen, he's really, really good. What is also good in this scene, there is a scene when they are driving a 2-seater motorbike, and it is like Sholay. And the people knew that it was Sholay, and then they were smiling and laughing a lot. Okay, the second thing, which is very good, is the Hrithik Roshan cameo scene. As we know, Hrithik Roshan is also an Indian agent called Kabir, and at the end of the movie, there is a scene with him, and this was really great. In my opinion, this was so good. I thought I must absolutely watch the next Hrithik Roshan movie, because he's so good. From the 3 agents, I prefer Kabir. It's Hrithik Roshan's role, Kabir, and I prefer him. He's the best of all of them. But you can later comment what you think. Okay, the third thing which was good in this movie was Salman Khan's acting in some scenes of the movie. For example, the villain uses Zoya in order to do negative things, and somebody tells Tiger that his wife is a traitor and that his wife is fighting against India. And now he's very, very sad. He doesn't want to believe this. And then there is a song which is very beautiful, which shows their love. But in this song, you can also see his suspicion. He looks like, is she a traitor? Isn't she a traitor? Oh, I'm so sad. I'm happy that I have this wife, but he's very, very thoughtful and he doesn't know what to think. Then there is a second scene when he's chasing his wife Zoya in Russia to prevent her from doing something negative. And then there is a scene when they're fighting and then he has to kill her. And then he's standing there and holding her like this. And he's so sad because he doesn't want to kill his wife, but he should kill her because she's a traitor, and it's a very wonderful scene. And the last scene, which I thought which was very good, was at the end of the movie, he loses some of his agents, and he's so sad and so upset, and so there you can see all his emotions in his face. So very good. Okay, what I also liked a lot are the landscapes and the different countries. It's like in a James Bond movie, in a traditional James Bond movie. It was very nice to see Istanbul and all these other places. This was very good. What I also liked a lot was Zoya. Zoya was very, very good. There were some fight scenes with Soya and Tiger when they were fighting against each other because he thought that she's a traitor. There was a chasing scene in Russia, which was very good. And then there was a fight scene in the underground of Russian underground in I don't know which town. And this was very, very good. The second thing was Zoya's fight scene with a Chinese female agent in a hammam in Istanbul. This was so good. They only had towels like this and very, very tiny little towels. And I thought, it's typical of Indian movies. And then they were jumping around and I thought, will we see something? Here, there, no. But in the end, they didn't show anything because it's an Indian movie for a family and you cannot show too much of a woman. But the choreography of the fight was really, really good. And I really enjoyed it a lot. And what I liked also was the beginning of the movie. At the beginning of the movie, they showed the background story of Zoya. 1999, her father was a Pakistani, I don't know, agent. And then he died in London in a car bomb attack. And after that, she decided to become an Indian agent. And the villain was her tutor. He was a positive person at the beginning of the movie, but then later he became a negative person. And the last thing which was nice was at the end of the movie, some Pakistani schoolgirls play the national anthem of India because Tiger has saved the Pakistani prime minister, and the Pakistani prime minister says to the girls to play the Indian anthem. You know what happened? In my cinema, several Indians stood there with their heart like this when the Indian anthem was played, and they were very solemn. It was very nice. From my perspective as a German, it was a little bit cheesy, but it was nice. Okay, so somehow I enjoyed the movie and it was nice. All these scenes were nice, and now I will tell you the negative things. First, I will talk about the Shah Rukh Khan cameo scene. Now you wonder, how can I talk about the Shah Rukh Khan cameo scene if I've said that it's positive? So the appearance of Shah Rukh Khan was positive. And the beginning of the cameo scene was also positive, but it was too long and too over the top. You can imagine that, for example, you have a guest and you give your guest one piece of cake and 2 pieces of cake and 3 pieces of cake and 4 and 5. And at the end, it's too much and his stomach is aching and he feels bad. And that's how this cameo scene was. I think it was about 10 minutes. And for me personally, it was too long and too over the top. I thought they could have made it shorter. I looked at the watch in between. So I like Shah Rukh Khan, but this was too much. So the second thing that was not so good was the first action scene with Tiger, the entrance scene. Why do I say this? He entered a town through a gate in order to rescue a colleague. The colleague was beaten and he was lying on the floor. And then Tiger came, put him on his bike. And now, what did he do? He drove into the town and over the top and on the rooftops and whatever. And I thought, what is he doing? There is the gate. The gate is open. Nobody is at the gate. It is 50 meters away. He just has to go back through the gate and rescue the guy. But he didn't do that. Why didn't he do it? Because the director wanted spectacular action scenes. But I don't like it when it's not logical. So this person that he rescued died in a helicopter. And perhaps he would have survived if Tiger would have gone out of the gate instead of doing all this stuff. So I don't like it when it's not logical. I know in these movies they sometimes do unlogical things, but they could have closed the gates and then I would say, okay, he must go through the town on the rooftop and so on. Okay. Now I will talk about the climax scene. At the end of the movie, they are in a bunker. They have put the Indian Prime Minister somewhere in the bunker, and then they have put her somewhere else. And at the end of the movie, Tiger is alone with the villain, and Tiger has got a gun. And what does Tiger do? He throws away his gun and starts a fist fight. And I thought, Tiger, what are you doing? And I thought, why is he throwing away his gun and starting a fist fight? This was totally unlogical because this villain has killed 2 of his colleagues. He has done a lot of horrible stuff. He wants to annihilate India. He wants to kill the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And why don't you go there and arrest him or at least try it or something? And then he could have kicked out his gun out of his hand and then they could have done this fist fight. I sometimes think that these people who are doing the choreography don't think sometimes. So I didn't like this. This was not intelligent. You don't do this. Okay, at the end, he won, but I don't like this. Now we'll talk about the CGI. On the one hand, the CGI was okay, but then there was a situation at the end of the movie where they were in a stable with horses. And this was the presidential stable in Pakistan. And then there was an explosion and then the horses went wild. So what happened? Suddenly horses appeared. And they didn't gallop from the right into the left and inside, but suddenly they appeared. And I knew this was CGI and I didn't like it. And I'm not a very technical kind of person. I don't understand much about these things. But if I have seen that this was not good, I don't understand why the editor or the director haven't done something so that the horses would enter and that they wouldn't appear like this. It was a little bit strange. The story was not bad. At the beginning, the first hour, I thought the story was good. But then later, there were too many plot points. It was like this: story, 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 plot point, and then explanation. The explanation was sometimes a conversation and sometimes it was a flashback. And then story, 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 plot point, explanation. Story, 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 plot point, explanation. Story, 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 plot point, explanation. And it made me tired. I had to think and I had to, it was like a situation where you think, stop, 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 explain it to me. And I think that a movie shouldn't be like that, that I have to think too much and that it should be organic, you know? It should be, yes, I understand. And now the story continues. So this was very tiresome, and I left the cinema tired, and that's not good. So in my opinion, they should have put something in between this story plot point, story plot point. For example, a song or an item number or some romantic situation or some comic relief. In Pathan, for example, you had scenes with Pathan and Rubina when they were, for example, in a hotel room, and then they were on a balcony and talking to each other, and it was not boring, but it was relaxing, and you could digest all the pieces of information, and then the next day they would do something. But here it was always and on and on and on and on. And I can understand that they have done this because they wanted to tell a nice, interesting story, but they have exaggerated, in my opinion. Okay, and now I will talk about the songs. There are 2 songs in this movie. I like the first song because it shows the love between Tiger and Zoya, and also what I have told you, that he thinks that she's a traitor and so on. I like the first song. The second song was at the end of the movie, and it was very catchy, and I liked it, but I didn't like the choreography because Salman Khan, I don't like Salman Khan's attitude on when he's dancing, because he doesn't move. He just and I think, man, they give you a lot of money. Please make a more effort. If you compare him with Shah Rukh Khan, who is older than him, he's jumping around and trying hard. I know that neither Shah Rukh Khan nor Salman Khan are Hrithik Roshan or Tiger Shroff on behalf of dancing, but they should do. I mean, Salman Khan should do more of an effort. Really, I don't like his dancing laziness. I'm sorry, but I don't like it. He should move more. Okay, and I would have wanted a song more, just for the relaxation. The last point I want to say, which is not a problem for me, but which could be a problem for the Indians, is that the movie is Pakistan-centered. So, what is the main problem? A Pakistani person who wants to kill a Pakistani president, who wants to make turn Pakistan into a dictatorship, and so on. And it is possible that some Indians would say, I don't care about Pakistan. I want Tiger to rescue India and not Pakistan. But he needs to rescue Pakistan in order to rescue India. But I don't know if people like this so much. I don't know. Okay. And last point, which has nothing to do with bad or good, is the villain. He's okay. His motivations are okay. His wife was killed by Tiger. She was a Pakistani agent, and she was a sniper, and she tried to kill an Indian diplomat. And then that's why it was okay that Tiger killed her. He killed her because she wanted to kill the diplomat, but this man wanted to avenge his wife's death. So this motivation is very strong. I didn't understand why he wanted dictatorship in India, in Pakistan. They could have explained this motivation a little bit more. Why? Perhaps because in democracy you can't. I don't know. I couldn't understand his motivation. So, but he killed a lot of people. He was very ruthless. So from this point of view, he was a good villain. But his motivations were a little bit strange, and that's not his fault. It's the fault of the script. Okay, so that's all from this movie. Now I will tell you my conclusion. My conclusion is that I enjoyed the first part of the movie and was tired in the second part of the movie. So I don't know. The whole movie was not my cup of tea. The beginning was good, but somewhere in the middle it started to be tiresome. So I will give this movie a C+. I cannot give it a good grade because I don't feel like watching it again. I like Tiger 1, it's a romantic movie. I like Tiger 2, it's a very good spy movie. I like War and I like Patan, but this one is, I don't know. So that's what that's what I think about this movie. And now about the box office. The budget was 300 crore, and now today, on the 18th of November, it is also 300 crore box office. So now they have done a celebration with Salman Khan, but they cannot celebrate because this is not a box office success. If you invest 300 crore and you gain 300 crore, you haven't made a profit. And you also have to pay the cinema owners and you have to pay the distributors. So at the moment, in my opinion, it's not a success, a box office success. They have to gain 500 crore or 600 crore so that it would be a success, in my opinion. Just compare it with Three Idiots. Three Idiots has gained 300 crore, but it had only cost 55 million crores, so 55 crores. So no. And if they say that it is a success, it is not a success. This is, no, you don't do this like this. Okay, so we will see. There are people who like the movie. There are people who are not so sure. What do you think? Did you like the movie? What do you think? What points didn't you like? What points did you like? Please comment under the video. So, and yes, and all in all, let's see how it will continue. So this is from Cinema Satsang, Alisa from Germany, and like, share, and subscribe to Cinema Satsang. And we will see for the next video, for the next movie. Till then, God bless and take care. Ciao. Bye from Germany.